Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Rabia Tokir and I am a teacher trainer and a facilitator Rehan School Effort for Campus Islamabad. Today I am talking with creative thinking, how to think creativity and solve problems effectively. This is my topic and I am talking with Maya. Hello Maya, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, Rabia. It's really lovely to meet you. I'm excited to dive into creative thinking with you today. What aspect of creativity or problem solving would you like to focus on
So, my
first?
first question is, why is creative thinking considered an important skill in today's rapidly changing world, and how can it help individuals overcome challenges in their personal and professional lives?
That's a fantastic question. I mean, creative thinking really is like a superpower these days, right? I think it's so important because the world is changing so fast. Technology, global issues, new ways of working. Creative thinking helps people step outside of the usual patterns so they can come up with fresh solutions. And that means in personal and professional life, it allows them to adapt, tackle uncertainty, and really unlock new opportunities. So it's kind of a game changer.
Okay, describe a situation where controversial thinking failed to solve a problem. How would creative thinking have a product a better outcomes?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take, for example, a company facing a sudden disruption, like a tech shift that makes their current business model obsolete. If they rely only on traditional thinking, they might try to double down on what they know, risking being left behind. But if they bring creative thinking into it, they can reimagine new products, new partnerships, maybe even a completely different market. So that shift in mindset can lead them to not only survive, but actually thrive in the change.
Okay, what are the main difference between creativity thinking and creative thinking?
Ah, good distinction. So creativity is really about generating new ideas, right? Having those original concepts, seeing connections others don't see. Creative thinking, on the other hand, is that active process of applying creativity, using those ideas in practical ways to solve problems or create value. So creativity is like the spark, and creative thinking is the deliberate action you take to bring that spark to life.
How does curiosity contribute to creativity, and why is asking question often the first step toward innovation solutions?
Oh, absolutely. Curiosity is kind of the fuel for creativity. When you're curious, you're always asking why, what if, and how could this work differently? And those questions help you see beyond the surface. So by probing, by seeking new angles, you're uncovering hidden possibilities, and that leads to more creative solutions. Asking questions is basically the gateway that opens the door to innovation.
Why do some people find it difficult to think creativity, and what can they use to develop their creative abilities?
Yeah, that's a really common challenge. A lot of times people get stuck in routines or they have this fear of failure, like they don't want to do wrong. Also, a focus on right answers or just being efficient can stifle creativity. To build those creative muscles, people can try things like exposing themselves to new ideas, experimenting without worrying about outcomes, and even practicing mindfulness because that can open up mental space. So it's really a combination of mindset and practice.
Okay. Why do some people find it difficult to think creativity, and what they use to develop creative abilities?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think often people find it hard because of ingrained habits or maybe a fear of judgment. They worry that their ideas won't be good enough. To develop creativity, though, they can try things like exposing themselves to different fields, setting aside time just for brainstorming without pressure, or collaborating with others. Even just journaling or doing something new daily can spark fresh
How
ideas.
does fear of failure limit creativity, and what can organization do creative an environment where involved thinking is encouraged?
Yeah, the fear of failure is a huge barrier because it makes people hesitant to take risks or share unconventional ideas. So organizations can really help by framing failure as a learning step, not a dead end. They can create a safe space for experimentation, celebrate even small creative risks, and make sure the feedback is constructive. When people know it's okay to fail, they're more willing to explore, and that's where innovation really takes off.
Discuss the relationship between creativity and innovation.
Creativity is kind of the seed, it's about generating those original ideas. Innovation is when you take that creative spark and you apply it. building something tangible, a product, a process, or a service. So you need creativity to dream up new possibilities, but it's that structured innovation process that turns those ideas into real world
How
impact.
can technology support creative thinking and problem solving in education, business, and everyday?
Oh, definitely. Technology is a huge enabler. In education, for example, digital tools like simulations or collaborative platforms let students experiment, visualize abstract concepts, and co create. In business, AI or data analytics can help uncover insights we wouldn't see otherwise, sparking creative solutions. And in everyday life, is even simple things like brainstorming apps or idea boards can give people a structured way to spark new ideas and tackle problems differently.
Explain the concept of thinking outside the box. Why is it approach often necessary for solving difficult problems?
Yeah, thinking outside the box is really just about breaking free from traditional patterns. So you step away from obvious solutions and you open yourself up to unexpected possibilities. It's essential because so many tough problems get stuck in the usual frameworks. So when you shift perspective, you can see new angles, new connections, and that often unlocks really creative and effective solutions.
How can mind mapping help organize ideas and improve creative thinking during problem solving creativities?
Oh, mind mapping is such a great tool. Basically, it lets you visually organize ideas so you can see connections, patterns, and categories that you might miss if you just list them out linearly. By mapping out all the branches, you spark new associations and it keeps your thinking flexible. So it's a really effective way to expand on ideas and stay organized in your creative process.
Discuss how cultural diversity can contribute to more creative solutions in a team environment.
Oh, absolutely. When you have a team with diverse cultural backgrounds, they each bring different perspectives, different experiences, and ways of seeing the world. That variety sparks more unique ideas and solutions because people approach problems from different angles. And that mix of viewpoints just makes the team more creative and adaptable, which is gold when you're trying to solve complex problems.
Explain how trial and error can be a valuable method for solving problems and generating innovation ideas.
Yeah, definitely. Trial and error is kind of like a built in experiment. Instead of waiting for a perfect solution, you try different approaches, see what works, and learn from each attempt. Each failure or tweak gives you data, so you refine, adapt, and improve. And that iterative process often leads to really creative breakthroughs because you're constantly evolving your ideas, testing them in the real world, and discovering what fits best.
What are the advantage and disadvantage of tasking risk when attempting creative solution to problems?
Yeah, that's a great balance to think about. So, the advantage of taking risks is that it opens up new possibilities. Sometimes you discover a breakthrough you never expected. It pushes you beyond your comfort zone and it can lead to major innovation. But on the flip side, risks can fail. Sometimes the cost
Why is it important to remain open minded when listening ideas that differ from your own? Discuss the impact of stress of creative thinking. What techniques can help people remain creative under pressure? How can learning from mistakes? Okay, how can learning? How should we organize, encourage employees share new ideas? Okay, this was my talk with ChatGPT with StreamYard. So we meet next time. Take care. Allah Hafiz.